Hello everyone, my name is Petros Malakian. I'm serving the Department Head of Organizational Leadership. It's such an honor to have you at Robert Morris University. Welcome to 2018 Leadership Development Certificate. And we're honored to have 12 Port Authority graduates who completed 10 credit hours of requirement for the certificate. As I was thinking about our two organizations, I think Port Authority and Robert Morris University have two things in common: people and journey. Port Authority facilitates people journeying in the greater Pittsburgh area and beyond by taking citizens from one life and career destination to the next. Within the same year, trust me, Robert Morris University supports people journey in the greater Pittsburgh area and beyond by taking students from one life and career destination to the next. And I'm so glad that Port Authority administrators and staff joined this program and they walked with us 8 months in this program, and they completed 4 classes. In your program, you will see that they have completed 4, I want to mention this, 4 college level courses. Hey, family members, this is a big deal. We broke the fear that your spouse, your father, your loved one can do bachelor's degree and can do beyond. So we graded them. This was not an easy program. We treated them as any other college student. Okay? Some of them were anxious what grades they're going to get. Some of them were happy. We made some of them upset. We challenged them, their thinking. They start thinking beyond ordinary. But what they have learned, I'm not going to say much, because I have an honor to introduce one of the class students who participated in this program, Mr. John DeAngelis, who will share with you what lessons they have learned in these past 8 months by taking 4 classes. John?
Thank you. First, I would like to thank all of you for attending today. I know it takes a lot to take time out of your busy schedules to do this, and it's really appreciated on behalf of this class. So thank you to start with. So to start, also, I need to tell you a little story of how I got elected to do this. So Professor Malakian in the class asked, who would like to speak on behalf of the class? Before I knew it, my classmates were all giving me the finger. Not that finger. No. I have to tell you, I was surprised, but it was a great honor to do this on behalf of all of you. So I really appreciate it. It is an extreme honor for me to do that, to represent you here today. So I would like to thank, first off, Port Authority for the opportunity to better ourselves as leaders, and for Robert Morris University to refine ourselves as leaders. But that's not where the thanks ends. All of the families and friends that we have here today celebrating with us, the staff, our coworkers, it's appreciated because you listened to us through this journey. So all of you supported us, and we thank you all for being present with us here today, and also working with us and helping us through this program. So I get asked, why did you engage in this journey with RMU? And the answer is pretty simple. Port Authority gave us an opportunity to take. And for those of us that took this journey, I think really appreciated that. So thank you, Port Authority, all our senior staff members that put this program together, in addition to Robert Morris personnel. This helped us tremendously. I can't say enough in 10 minutes how much we have advanced in just these 32 weeks that we took the classes. So in these courses, one of our favorite books of this class happened to be Monday Morning Leadership. There was a whole lot of us in the class that really liked this book. It's a simple read, it was fun, it was easy, but there was something that happened during this class that started us growing together. So first off, I want to recognize that Larry, who's represented by that articulated bus, was sharing with us some of the things that happened in the main shop, some of the problems he faces, and same with John Beeler from customer service. He's pictured on the left up there. Same thing. He shared with us all those things that were frustrating, and not least was Chad from IT. He also shared with us the frustrations that he faced. But collectively, we looked at that as opportunity, not as a piece to look back on it and say, wow, this is a real problem. Yeah, it's a real problem, but we are now learning how to fix those problems in a different manner than we were used to. So our next class was communications. And you have some silly pictures up there. One of them's me, dressed up as Wendy. The other one's Dawn, dressed up as a cow. So the idea behind that was we were taking a hard look at different organizations and how they do things from the top down, how that communication goes through every piece of that organization. Part two happened to be Wendy's versus Chick-fil-A. So this is where the rest of the class got to experience the A team for the first time. So I'm going to introduce you to the A team, which includes Lindsay, Lanisha, Dawn, and myself. So the A team was just a joke to call ourselves something, but it really was the A team. So in this, there was a bunch of research that was involved to get all this information together. And I have to give hats off to Lindsay and Lanisha for doing that. They did so much. They found so many things. It was hard to fathom. It was actually hard to put the presentation together because they had so many facts in this whole thing. But another important part of this was actually Dawn wearing a costume. You know, it looks funny, and yes, we had a good time doing this, but Dawn really had a breakout moment in there, and it was really hard to do that, and I really appreciate you sharing that with all of us during that. So hats off to you, Dawn. That was really important. So in this class, we learned about culture and how you present that from the top down. How you are part of that, all the way through the process. Can't emphasize enough how important this class actually was. We had fun, and you can obviously see we did, but it was really important. Our next class was sustainability. Nothing that I was really familiar with, but it was incredibly eye-opening. And I have to start with recognizing that Cindy had a project with Cannon McMillan High School that showed us that they were not recycling in high school. Sounds kind of odd that in this day of recycling everything, but Cindy had a project to show how that would be beneficial to Cannon McMillan High School. Sonia, where'd you go here, Sonia? There you are. Sonia had a project called Treat Pittsburgh. So Treat Pittsburgh is also, it's another one that sounds really simple. And it is, but Sonia also took that and made it even better. She recognized exactly what types of trees we could plant in this area to maximize the oxygen that they give off, and relatively inexpensive. That would help some place like Port Authority offset its carbon footprint. So I can't emphasize how much that is important, because we would need the oxygen to live, right? So Paul, yours is up here today too. Paul had a project on the wind stack and the LED lighting across, and how important that is in reducing the carbon footprint of the Port Authority. Everyone was very passionate about their projects. And finally, you're looking at that saying, well, why is that car going to burnout? Well, that happened to be my project. I looked at the NHRA and its sustainability coming into the future. I wanted to take a look at an organization that had no sustainability project at all, ever. So one of the things I realized when I was looking at that was, well, the NHRA uses potable water to do that for, and then you have to start thinking, does that really make sense? You also have to look at, well, they have all this space. Everybody that is at a racetrack puts out an awning for shade. What else could we do? I came up with a solar panel array that would fit above that, and the cars could park underneath of that for shade. They could also use that to sell back to the grid. So when we look at sustainability now, I realize that every organization has a responsibility for that, and every organization can do something for it. Again, I looked at one that had nothing, and one that you wouldn't really associate with having sustainability as part of a program. I do plan to approach the National Hot Rod Association and their partner, Coca-Cola, with that project to see if we get any response. So, in moving forward, as a leader, you need to look at sustainability as a core process for your organization to move forward so you can survive. So our final class was about personality types and how we lead, how we learn, all of those pieces that fit together. Mine happens to be ESTJ. It's interesting to know that out of the millions and millions of people in this world, there are only 16 personality types. So with that in mind, you know what suits you best. So in this process, we know where we can go forward, what jobs, what positions would best suit us, and on top of that, how we can move forward with employees and recognizing a different type than our own to be able to work with that person. So something interesting happened during this class too. And it happened just kind of by the spur of the moment. So unfortunately, Lindsay couldn't join us that night because she had a conflict. her final paper was done. Her final presentation, I should say, was done. Lindsay, I talked to her before this class, was very torn about this. So at the end of class, Danielle and Karen stood up and asked to do Lindsay's presentation in her place. I think that was very commendable on both of their behalves. And I would like to recognize both of them today for that. So Karen and Lindsay stood in, Karen and Danielle stood in for Lindsay and did Lindsay's presentation on a wing. They did a wonderful job too. Lindsay, you're very proud of them. So where to from here? We have all had a learning experience that we will never forget. We've had a lot of things to look forward to, a lot of things as self-reflection in these classes that helped us grow and move forward. So we're looking to go up the ladder in many cases and do the best we can for our employer. So for our final presentation, we were asked what our future celebration plans were to be. A lot of us said we were going to relax and have fun, contemplate what we've learned. A lot of us are going to look like this upper right-hand picture and party a little bit, celebrate. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Your 2018 Leadership Program graduates.
Present a little gift to Catherine, John's wife, who prepared all these costumes, and she's been very active as a family member for this program. I also would like to take an opportunity to say, everyone, Happy Mother's Day. Anne-Marie LeBlanc is the Dean of Robert Morris University School of Communication and Information Systems. She is a professor of media arts and a practicing artist and designer. With over 30 years of experience in higher education, she has served in a variety of administrative capacities for the last 19. At this moment, I would like to invite Dean LeBlanc to say a few words on behalf of the Robert Morris University.
Thank you, Dr. Malak, and welcome. As you might imagine, this is a season for commencements and celebrations, but there's none more exciting than seeing professionals coming back to learn and continuing to learn in their life and applying those skills to their profession. So I certainly want to congratulate you. I also want to welcome you. I want to welcome you as students. I want to welcome your colleagues, your family, and your friends. And I'm certain it's a proud day for all of you for various reasons. It's a proud day for the Department of Organizational Leadership and the School of Communications and Information Systems. At the same time, you have accomplished much. You have reached your goals. We've also reached a few goals at Robert Morris University because of our relationship with the Port Authority. Most recently, we have completed a strategic plan. And one of the primary goals of that strategic plan is making RMU a preferred strategic partner for corporations corporations and organizations in our community. We are a partner with the Allegheny Port Authority, and we're very proud of that partnership, and we're very excited to be continuing it after this year as well. We've also been a student ourselves of the Allegheny Conference Inflection Point. And that study and the data that's collected in the Inflection Point is very important to us as community members of Allegheny County. Our campus is mindful of that data. Our campus is putting that data to practice in creating the next and developing workforce for Allegheny County. One of the top skills in demand in the 2017-2018 Inflection Point is soft skills, such as communication, problem solving, and customer service. I don't consider these very soft. I consider these fundamental and certainly necessary for leaders in our community. And through this program, through these 4 courses, as you just saw, our students have begun to practice some of these skills in a very different way, in a mindful way. And we're very pleased to see that having happened. We believe that your newly acquired knowledge and skills, you become more critical in thinking, more capable communicators, and practice team members and leaders. We look forward to continuing our relationship with the Allegheny Port Authority. We are very proud of your accomplishments. They are your accomplishments, but we were very pleased and very proud to walk that walk with you. So once again, I want to say welcome. This is your new academic home, and I'm very proud of your accomplishments. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Dean Lavani. We're happy that we have in our midst the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Port Authority. I'm honored to invite her to the podium to say a few words encouraging to our graduates. And Madam CEO, please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And wherever the small kid is, be loud. You can get away with it. I'm very excited to be here for a bunch of reasons, but one of them is we have a lot of work ahead of us at Port Authority. We do great work today. You guys have been here for a hot minute, so you know nearly 250,000 people a day get to work with our services. Nearly 200,000 on the buses, 25,000 on training. We have access, we have the incline. We're busy, right? Do we do good work? Can everybody do better work? Not anyone in this room, we're perfect, right? We're not. We know this. And you've already gone through the hardest part on this journey for us becoming not just the best that Port Authority can be, but a top-tier transit agency in a top-tier city with a top-tier team. How hard was it for you to go through these classes where you had to step back and look at who you are as a person and as a leader? Was that hard? Uncomfortable? Kind of like a mirror that adds 30 pounds, right? It's very difficult, and now you know, so John volunteered me for board presentations, that was fabulous. ESTJ, I know I'm an ENTJ. I learned a lot about myself going through leadership training. I think the biggest things I learned though was what I didn't know about myself and how much more other people brought to the table. Is that your experience? Do you guys feel like that's what you learned? That your team is there bringing a lot to you? So I'm excited because now we have these skills that we can bring back to our whole team of 2,700 people. And whether we are at Ross or West Mifflin or Southwest Village or down at Hines, you are the nucleus of our new leadership team going forward. You are the heart of where this organization is going to go from a development perspective. No laughing, it's true. You are the core of where we're going to go to get this agency and our team where we need so we can be ready for what the future is bringing to Allegheny County. We can't do any of this if we don't start with our team at home. The biggest asset we have are the people who work for us, and you are our first crop of fresh leaders. So I hope you're ready for the challenge I am I'm ready enough that I moved 1,000 miles in January. It was a degree. And Danielle, you saw me then, and you're gonna see me again. We're gonna be best friends. But you're taking us into this future, and I don't know what it holds, and that's kind of exciting and scary. We have autonomous technology coming. We have electric buses coming. We have millennials who don't get their driver's license like normal human beings. I say that tongue in cheek. And we're doing all this in the most livable community in America. So I don't know where we go, but I know we're all going to go here together and continue to make this not just a great place to work, but the best transit agency in the country. And it's going to be founded on renewed leadership skills. No pressure, but let's take this trip together. Thank you for having us today.
Catherine Kellerman, CEO of Port Authority. Thank you very much for joining us. At this point, dear graduates, certificates recipients, we're going to form our certificate ceremony platform. I'm going to invite some of our dignitaries from Port Authority and Robert Morris University to join me to the podium so we could start the distribution of certificates. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Pat Litzinger, Director of Online and Off-Campus Program, to introduce our graduates by reading their names. I would like to invite our CEO, Catherine Kellerman, to join me to the left near RMU banner for picture taking right there. I also would like to invite Anne-Marie LeBlanc, Dean of School of Communication and Information System, to join us. And Mr. Barry Adam, Assistant General Manager and Human Resource Officer, please join us to my left. And also Wendy Beckermeyer, Vice President of Enrollment Management, please join us. And Dr. Litzinger, we're gonna ask you to read the names. And dear graduates, when you hear your name, please approach, receive a certificate from me and a gift from Michelle, and then move to the middle to take a picture, okay? Last instruction before you get your certificate, okay? Thank you very much. We're gonna start right now.
I am Patrick Litzinger, and I just want to say to start my work of reading names here that I also am very proud to have you finish this program. It was, I told Barry over a year ago now that he and I started talking about putting this together with Dr. Daria Jacobs, who could not be here, Vice President for our Corporate Relations. And she was sorry she was out of town for this ceremony. But from the Corporate Relations Office, we're very happy that this program proceeded, and we're at this point where we get to congratulate you as the certificate recipients of the program. So I won't bore you with any more of my talk. As I read your name, as Dr. Malakian announced, would you please come forward? Lindsay A. Anderson. John W. Beeler. Larry W. Bernard. John E. DeAngelis. Cynthia L. Denner. Karen G. Dorman. Danielle R. Hilgard. Lanisha Lewis. Somaya Manning. Chad R. McConaughey. Donald A. Ravetti Jr. Paul J. Zatek.
Thank you all for participation. Thank you so much for organizing this event. RMU, my colleagues, Michelle from our management, enrollment management office and registrar's office, thank you all for your support. Our catering team, thank you very much. At this point, I would like to invite Wendy Beckermeyer, our Vice President for Enrollment Management, to the podium for closing remarks on behalf of our President's Cabinet.
As everyone has said, it's really a special moment to be able to take time out of our busy lives to acknowledge success, hard work, dedication, what the 12 of you have done, aside from your busy, crazy lives that I'm sure that you all have. So this is a really important accomplishment, and I'm so glad that we're marking it. And I know that you all will remember this day and how special it was. As many have said, we would like to thank the leadership of the Port Authority for partnering with Robert Morris University. This is a privilege for us as an institution to have the opportunity to partner with the Port Authority, and how special you are as an organization, and how important your employees are to your success. And so we are honored to be your partner. Thank you. We should clap now. Dr. Daria Jacobs worked from the very beginning to make this possible with RMU, and it's Barry Adams, where are you, Barry? You're over there. Barry, who from the Port Authority reached out to me and those of us here at the institution, and really took, I would say it's a dream, and made it a reality as the human resource leader for the Port Authority, to make sure that all of you and those that come after you are a part of this heart of leadership that our CEO spoke of, that is going to take the Port Authority forward. So Barry, thank you for making this possible for your employees. Thank you very much for doing that. One of the things that I've heard from others say from time to time is how important it is to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be thought of. And I want the 12 of you to know that we see you. We see what you're accomplishing. We see your success. And we're here alongside you as our Robert Morris University to see what happens for you in the future. We're an institution that's about accomplishments and success. We expect ourselves to be the partner that helps you reach your dreams and goals. And so I want you to know we see you. And that's what the ceremony is about today, is to acknowledge what you've accomplished, and to, as a group, as a community, as a organization, to say, we see you and what you're accomplishing. And I think the courses that you've taken, it makes me want to sit right alongside you and really benefit from all the things that you've benefited from and the hard work that you put into making that a reality. Because I'm so certain that your future is incredibly bright because you sacrificed time and in many ways away from your families, your spouses, those that you love, in order to become an even stronger professional. And that, I hope, will pay dividends not only in your professional life, but also in your personal life, that you will take what you've learned and it will make you even a stronger and healthier person in all the other relationships that you have. I also thank you for coming to Robert Morris, coming to Yorktown so that we can celebrate with you. And I hope that you'll always see RMU as your academic home. We see ourselves as a family at RMU. We talk about this a lot. This is a very, very special place. Robert Morris is unique, and I feel like I can say that because I'm from California originally and have worked many places across the United States before coming here, and not every school is the same. Just like not every transportation organization is the same. There's something very special about the Port Authority, and I would say that's the same with Robert Morris. This is a family, and you are part of the Robert Morris family. So thank you for what you put into your success.